What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Art of Collecting. This is The Collector. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the collecting and investing in the year 2020. Okay? Now, if you're watching this, chances are that you already are a collector, but you want to delve more into the investment side of things. Or you could be, maybe you were a collector in the past and you're thinking of making a return to the hobby. Or maybe you're already an investor, but you're just interested in hearing what other people have to say about the investment market in 2020. Whatever the case, if you want to know about the investment side of sports cards in 2020, this is the episode for you. I'm going to start by giving you a situation analysis of the market in 2020, and then I'm going to tell you what I think where it's headed in the future. I'm going to do this in a pros and cons type of manner, a good news, bad news type of thing, type of format. So let's get started. Okay, the good news. The NBA has become a worldwide game. I mean, more than 35 countries around the world watched the NBA finals last year. And even better news, the number of people who watch the NBA is predicted to increase this year. So from a following perspective, wow, it's going up. The other good news is that Chinese have embraced the NBA. Now, the NBA is said to be the most popular league in China, and the most popular NBA player, it's not Yao Ming, it's not Jeremy Lin, it's actually Kobe Bryant. Now, they just love him over there. So that's all good news from a basketball card perspective, because there's a huge worldwide following. Okay, now the other thing about collecting basketball cards is that the nature of the game itself has a smaller player density compared to, say, the NFL or soccer or baseball. Now, this allows for individuals to shine more, compared to a game with plenty of players. It's from a per team basis. So, in short, the NBA focuses more on the player rather than the team. This is good for card collectors, I guess, as sport cards is all about a player. Now, the other good news is that apparently this is like a report from sports card dealers. They've said that their kids are interested. There are more younger kids interested in NBA compared to baseball or NFL. With baseball, it's only some of the older customers who are interested in more vintage cards, but with basketball cards, there are a lot of younger kids that are still interested. Now, this is good for the future of the hobby. Hopefully when the kids grow up, they'll continue their interest in card collecting. Okay. In short, basketball cards are actually flourishing in the year 2020. Now, in some cases, there are not enough product to satisfy demand. So there's stories in the U.S. of people just driving around from city to city, store to store, buying up packs from their Walmart or Target or whatnot. Because there just isn't enough cards to satisfy the demand. So it's just bad as that, or as good as that, if you already have those cards. So, well, that's the good news done. Now, what about the bad news? Okay, the bad news or the concerning news. First thing I want to get off the line is there are just way too many product lines in the market today. Way too many. Now, if you think back to the 1990s, if you were collecting in the 1990s, there were 4 card companies. Fleer, Skybox, Upper Deck, Tops. They made basketball cards, and they produced 4 different lines. They had the entry-level line, they had the average product, and they had a high-end product and a super high-end product, like an elite product, right? And that's times that by 4 different companies, you have 12 different product lines. Now, if you just think about it, just a couple of years before, there was only ever one card company that just made one product line, one set of cards. It was Fleer, and at the most there were 2 card companies. So come the 1990s, there's like 4 different companies, 4 different product lines. That's 12 different products out in the market. This led to a card glut, and this left many, and the multiple products left many people confused, and so the consumers, the collectors left the hobby, some of them for good. And what the result was that a lot of those cards produced in the 1990s are not worth anything at all. So now in 2020, there's only one card company licensed to produce NBA cards, and that's Panini. Now the thing is, Panini has produced over 20 different product lines per year of NBA cards per year. That's way too many in my book, way too many. Right? Not only that, but especially in the last few years, apparently a lot of dealers have complained to Panini that they don't have enough product to sell. So the push from dealers for more product, has led Panini to increase the production or the print run of their products in order to satisfy demand. So here's an example, right? And then this involves the case estimates. The numbers from the case estimates are done from Sports Cards Analytics. And what it is, it's about Panini Prism. Okay, in the 17-18 season, Panini produced 2,500 cases of Panini Prism, and this is the hobby version. Right, there are 12 packs per box and 12 boxes per case, and they made 2,500 cases in the 17-18 season. In the following year, the 2018-19 season, due to popular demand, Panini made 4,750 cases. Now that's almost double. That's actually 90% more cards than there was last year, to be exact. 90% more. And that was just a hobby version, right? There's also a retail version, a blaster version, but they're basically the same cards with slightly different parallel cards. You see what I mean by being confusing? And that's just one product line, Panini Prism. Right? On top of this, Panini is producing over 20 different product lines in 2020. You've got Panini Contenders, you've got Donruss, you've got Hoops, and the list goes on and on. Right? Now, as an investor and a collector, I'm concerned, deeply concerned, that history will repeat itself. I'm, of course, talking about the 1990 era that I just spoke about just now, where the cards are worth nothing. And this led to a mass exodus of collectors from the hobby. Right now, that was the pros and cons. Now that we have an overview of the current situation, what do we do? What's the next step? Okay, what does the future hold? If you were a collector, should you continue to collect stuff or invest in these cards, or should I even get into the hobby if you're just thinking about doing it? Well, let's just say, if you are a collector, by all means have fun, enjoy the trading card hobby for what it is, and that's collecting and trading your cards. But if you are an investor and you are looking to make a profit, my advice to you in the near future is to be cautious. Be very, very cautious and be very selective in the types of cards you buy. Right? The oversupply during the 1990s caused most of the cards to be worthless, and given the way Panini is going with all their product lines, another bubble could be looming ahead. Now, I really hope this is not the case, but with the overwhelming number of product lines tend to suggest otherwise. Okay. However, there is a silver lining. Apparently, Panini is aware of this problem. Right? Now, no one wants the card glut of the 1990s again. And I've heard that they plan to increase the price of some of their higher-end products and limit the production. So that's a good thing from a collector's point of view. But who knows what they're going to do with their lower-end products. Right? Now, if they stay true to their word, from an investment perspective, the situation may not be as dire as it looks. But really, only time will tell what Panini decides to do. Now that we have analyzed this and we know what happened, in the past, the card glut of the 90s, where do we go from here? Right? Personally, from my personal point of view, I would only invest in serial numbered cards. And these are like the autograph cards or the relic cards. After all, then the reason for this is that there is a finite number of those, right? Even the unnumbered autograph cards, there's only X amount of autographs that a player will sign, right? And there's only so much game-worn jerseys that Panini can rip up and put into their cards. So that's to me is probably the safer bet, as opposed to sort of investing in like parallels or commons. Who knows what the production? I mean, there might be too many of those in the market, just like the 90s. Anyway, so there you have it. That's the current situation of the 2020 card market. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. That's all I've got for today. This is the Collector signing off.